Hi guys, and welcome to Art Starters. This is Miss Rankin, and what we're going to be working on today is we're working on the principles of design. And this week we've done scale. The next one that we're moving to today is unity, and we're going to use balance today, or excuse me, balance to show unity. And if we look at the balance definition, balance is a feeling that results when the elements of design are arranged symmetrically or asymmetrically to create the impression of equality in weight or importance of design. So what we're going to be working on is we're going to be creating this reverse symmetry, and this is a dragon image. Now you guys can do your own version of your dragon if you would like to. You can also do another animal. There's a key here though. Whatever animal that you choose, whether it be the dragon or whatever, you have to make sure that it comes to the center and that the hands and another part, including maybe the tail, touches so that it creates a finished symmetrical reverse image. And reverse is direct opposite from this to this, folded out. And so you do this by taking a piece of paper, and I've done this a few times, but I want to show you an example. How you do this is you would fold your paper in half, and then you're going to trace onto the back, pressing down, and it will transfer your image here, and then you will trace it darker. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. This is also one that I'm working on just a little bit, because what I am going to do is we're going to be using markers in this. First to outline the image, and I didn't do this in completion because this is just kind of an idea of telling you what to do. And in this particular project, I'm using 3 markers. I'm using a lighter red, a darker red, and a gray. You can choose any markers you like to. This is just what I'm going with. And again, this is dealing with balance and symmetrical balance on a reverse image. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do here is you're going to take your piece of paper, you're going to go corner to corner, fold it into half. And when you open this up, I want you to take a pencil of your choice and go ahead and draw that line in so that you can see it. Now I'm kind of drawing the line in for the purpose so that you guys could see here what I am actually doing. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is begin drawing my dragon image. I'm going to start with the claw first because this is where I want it to touch in the center, and I'm going to draw a pretty simple version for time's sake of my dragon. So this is, you know, something where you guys would probably do a much nicer job. And I'm doing a silhouette. A silhouette is kind of like a shadow view of this dragon, and I want to show some movement with his tail. So I'm going to touch the tail to the center again several times, and it's going to add interest when I'm finished. And then I'm going to take this last leg and add it in here. Alright, so that is my finished design of my dragon. The next thing I'm going to do, and this is going to help when you close this, I know you can kind of see, maybe a little bit, you can see through this. I can't see very well right now, so I'm actually going to be right back. I'm going to the window. Now the cool thing about the window is you can use it as a light board. And what I'm doing at the window is I am pressing down on the outside and I am tracing my dragon shape. And I'm trying to get it as closely as I can. Now the reason I'm pressing down and doing it this way, this is called a graphite transfer. What's going to happen is the pencil that I laid down a moment ago when I drew the image is going to transfer itself, hopefully, to the back side where I want it to be, based on the pressure, because I am pressing down with this pencil in hopes that I'm going to transfer some of this. So it makes sense to use a darker pencil when you do this. So what I just did is I just traced over the lines right here. Oops. Traced over the lines right here. So in hopes that when I open this, ta-da, it has transferred itself on to the other side of the paper. All right, so it looks good enough to me. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to outline. And I'm just going to start with this side because I want you guys to be able to see this, but I'm outlining this and trying to keep it as close to the lines as possible because ultimately this is going to be a reverse view. So I want to make sure that everything that I've done thus far is the same. All right, and you're starting to see it hopefully come to life there. Again, you can do any animal that you want to, change your dragon in some way. Now, if I had more time, I would go ahead and trace this one as well, but I don't have time to do that, and I don't want to take up any more of your time than I have. The next thing I would do is I would begin, just like this one, coloring in the darker, and I would color the body in with the gray. You can use whatever color you want to. I don't care. You don't have to even use a dark color. You could color it in lighter. This is just my example. And in your finished product, you just want to make sure whatever you use, it is one color only. And I might choose to leave the hands white because in the last one, I left his claws white. I'm just filling this in. Alright, so I would color in this side, and then I would go back in, and I'd also color in this side. And let's just pretend that I've colored that in. Then the next thing you would do is I added a border around mine, so I'm going to do a light bordered edge. And this will just frame it in. Now you can use a ruler if you need to. I am just what we call eyeballing, which means that I'm making sure it's evenly the same distance around the edge. Alright, and then the next thing you would do is you would color in your background. So I'm coloring in my background red, so begin coloring. The cool thing about markers, guys, is you go one direction and it looks neat and clean and finished. So don't color all different directions when you're working with your markers. Go one way and it will add to the niceness and craftsmanship of your overall finished image, okay? So color this in. Pretend I've colored it all in, just like my original, which is right here. I'm going to just zoom out so I can show you guys once again. And then lastly, what I would do is I would, if you want to, I went around the edges with a darker to make it kind of pop. And again, this is up to you. You can use, I wouldn't use a lot of colors in this, but I've chosen just 3. I would say don't go above like 4 or 5. But anyway, so that is your finished image. And again, this is an example of balance and symmetry. And this is reverse symmetry because this is a reverse image from this. And remember, with the principles of design, we're working with balance today because this is a completely balanced image. Bam! All right, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And this is Miss Rankin. Happy drawing.